told you the NFL was rigged and it's legal. I can prove it. So what if I told you the NFL was rigged and it's legal? I can prove it. So a lot of you guys know that the NFL is a sporting event, but on paper, according to their business license, it's actually just an entertainment event. So they fall under entertainment laws. Something else you guys may not understand is, there's another entertaining event that's pretty popular that's under that. It's wrestling. I know there's about to be a bunch of 40-year-old dads out there like, wrestling's real. It's not. It's not real. Now, I'm not saying they're not athletes because I can't do what they do, but it's not real. This loophole in the law allows the NFL to script games and not be held accountable or even have to answer questions, which we all know they don't. Another thing to look at is referees, whenever they make these bad calls or scripted calls, if you will, in the NFL, nothing happens to them. They say demotion, but really, if you go back and look, they're not demoted. But in college level games and high school level games, they're fined, suspended without pay, all that stuff, because those are real sporting events, not shows put on. Also, look at the betting side of it. If you ever had a bet that was a sure thing and a whole bunch of people just went in on the same bet and it didn't hit, that's called an escalation of profit. Just this past game, so many fourth quarter bets were made that Aiden O'Connell was going to lead the Raiders to their first win over the Chiefs in a while. The betting sites were running like little specials on it. But at the same time, the betting sites of the NFL wouldn't allow you to bet that the Chiefs were going to win.
What are you hearing from the powers that be? Anything?
They just want me to go away right now.
We've spoken to them, and they don't want to talk about it either. They have nothing to say.
But they're not denying anything, and they're not refuting any of the facts.
Let me talk about some of the major charges. Now, I just jotted down a few of that. I mean, you're saying, for example, virtually every team owner gambles on football teams.
Well, I'm saying that no fewer than 26.
That's
NFL team owners have documented ties. Past and present NFL team owners have documented business ties to either the gambling community and or the organized crime syndicate. I'm also saying that no fewer than 70 NFL games have been fixed.
Now that's pretty rough stuff. You're saying no fewer than 70 NFL games have been fixed. You mean the outcome, the point spread, what?
I'm saying the points were shaved and thereby fixed.
How does this happen?
Well, I first got into this about 1983. Vincent Persani, who is the head of the Michigan State Attorney General's Office Organized Crime Division, told me, if you're going to do a book about the NFL, Dan, you're going to have to get into this guy, Don Dawson, because he was fixing games. We knew it. I went to my friends and my sources at the Internal Revenue Service, the Organized Crime Intelligence Division. They said Don Dawson was fixing games. I went to the FBI, the Organized Crime and Racketeering Section of the Justice Department, at Strike Force field offices. Everybody told me what Don Dawson was fixing games. At that point, I had enough evidence to print that allegedly Don Dawson was fixing NFL games. He was a major bookmaker in the Midwest. I then went to Dawson. I tracked him down. I jumped through all kinds of hoops to interview him. And when I interviewed him on about the 7th or 8th interview, he admitted to me that he had personally participated in the fixing of no fewer than 32 NFL games.
How does that happen?
He liked to work with the quarterback. He would go to the quarterback would come to him and say, I need some bread. What's the line on the game this week? And the bookmaker would say, you guys are favored by 6 points. And then the reply was, we're not going to cover the spread. And basically that was it.
Now, do you name players?
Oh, sure. I name players. And also in 1979, I go into the specifics of 8 fixed games that were allegedly fixed by 2 referees who were investigated by both the FBI and the IRS. And I list the 8 games on page 308 of the book.
Yeah.